Hi guys, it's Mike here from KS Bushcraft Down Under. Well, I thought I'd rattle you out a review on my Pathfinder 8x8 foot shelter by Duluth. Now, those of you guys who watch my videos realise that I received one a couple of weeks ago without any grommets. So, full credit to Survival Supplies in Australia who back up their gear. They sent me out a replacement straight away. I sent them back the one with no grommets back, so full credit to Alan out there. So 8 foot by 8 foot is really the sweet spot for a one-man shelter. It's enough cover that you can cover yourself and use it as a ground cloth. There's so many options. So that's 243.8 centimeters for the rest of us. It is 8 feet. So on the box it says 244 centimeters by 244 centimeters. The weight of 2.25 kilos. It's actually slightly heavier than that. So on my scales, I've got a weight of 2,359 grams with the tag, and 241.5 centimeters. So a couple of centimeters smaller than it stated. Now it does state it's durable cotton duck canvas, 10 ounce. So a lot of tarps are only 8 ounce. This is solid. Natural anorak, and it's pre-shrunk, so I hope it's pre-shrunk because it's already slightly undersized. And rolled up, it's about 6 inches by 13 inches. I could probably do a better job. Okay. So the grommets, stainless steel, every 20 centimeters. There's 32 of these grommets. Inside the hole is 7.8 millimeters, so on the small side, sort of. Designed more for paracord than, say, hemp. But if you wanted to use a, say, a tracking pole, it's too small. You have to make some loops. So 241.5 centimeters across the square, diagonal of 340 centimeters. Okay, so it's a bit of a beast. Now, when I was looking at the grommets, I'll roll you the footage. If this is the centre line, and I looked at Dave Canterbury's videos and he was using it as the centre line, the grommet's on the left, so meaning that any water flowing down would hit this joint. I would have thought the grommet would be on this side and the water would flow over the top. Anyway, so 2.5 by 2.5 is the size of a big four-wheel drive awning. So there's a lot of cover in this. Now a big four-wheel drive awning weighs 11 kilos. So, in my travels, I've always had a big piece of canvas as a cover, even though it's just a cover over a cooking area when I'm travelling with small tents and tarps or swags. So, the uses of this are really endless. They really are. So, a big awning can weigh 11 kilos. Yeah, you can almost have 4 of these for that. So, guys, I'm going to set this up. I'm going to hose it down. Let it dry out a couple of times and we'll go from there. So here it is laid out in Mum's backyard. Wasn't enough room in mine. She's a decent sized piece of canvas. It's got a stitch seam running down the middle, which I didn't realise. Looks well made, it really does. Okay guys, if this is the centre line, I would have thought that grommet would be on this side, so the water would flow over the top and not be caught in that lip. So that grommet is bang on 1200 from that edge, about 1210 from the other. Mind you, it is a square, so there's no reason that it has to be strung across this way. It could easily be strung the other way. Just me thinking out loud, guys. Okay guys, I've got it set up A-frame pattern, if you want to call it that, or pup tent fashion. So it's a lot of coverage and really I need a bigger backyard. So I've got a paracord line staked off. I've got a a clove hitch on my stick, and I've got a stick through the tarp here. So the tarp isn't taking the full load, it's just tensioned off on that. So I could move this up and down by backing the tension off here. So that's a pretty good adjustable system. I've just got it tied out in the base. So there's that joint again. I would so much prefer that grommet to be on that side of it. I could move back to this one and just change the shape a bit. If I move to that grommet there, made one side longer, I could have that on the downhill slope. So it's not the end of the world. So, get you guys down here. There is lots of room in it. In fine weather, this would be great for 2 people. In bad weather, it's a great shelter for 1. So I'm going to hose this off and let it wet and dry a few cycles. It's going to be a great day today for that. And we'll see if it shrinks and all that good stuff. Okay guys, so this is why you really need to condition your canvas. So I've got the hose on, gentle, and it is penetrating this canvas. Righto guys, another day's gone by. So yesterday, hosed this down, let it dry, did it 3 times, took it to my mother's place and measured it, see what the shrinkage was like, and it certainly shrunk. So before, measuring it around the corners, it was 2,415 mil. Afterwards it varied a lot. We had 2,360, 410, 2,403, and 2,400. Now the diagonal, before I washed it, it was 3,410 mil, and after, and this is the strange part, I had it under tension, it's 3,365, so it lost 45 millimeter. So it started life as almost an 8-foot tarp, and after I've wet it and dried it a few times, it's now 7'9". Anyway, so I'm going to cycle out once more, wet and dry, and see how it performs. Yesterday it was barely water resistant, the water just poured through it, so I'm hoping as it's tightened it's a lot more weatherproof. So I've made half a dozen of these loops that I can just move around the tarp. These are 30 centimeter loops, so 60 centimeters worth of materials tied up that I can move around, and I made 2 60 centimeter versions, paracord, and that's not including the ridge line, which could vary from rope to paracord depending on what I'm doing. So that's where we are at the moment. So one more test. I hope the waterproofing has improved a lot. Anyway guys, we shall press on. Okay guys, waterproof test again. So what I've done this time, I've set this up as a plough point. So same again, ridge line, clove hitch, my toggle in here. I've got it set up so I've got pretty much a full floor, apart from the last bit on the end, which I could actually pull up if I pulled those grommets together with a bit of cord. So this is a great for when the weather's really rubbish for one person. So you've got good coverage on the ground, still got enough room to store gear, and hopefully enough angle to shed the water. So I didn't think about that lip when I struck it. I'll have to get my head around that. So we'll get the hose out and I'll test it for waterproofness. Okay guys, got the hose on it again. Just going gentle like heavy rain. Let's have a look inside. Still bleeding through under a little bit of pressure. Well guys, an update of where we are with the tarp. I've emailed Duluth asking them if they've got any suggestions how I can make it more water resistant. I have wetted, let it dry about 7 times now. Now it is improving. It's taken an awful while, but it is improving. It still won't hold out water anything more than the most gentle of sprays. So I was rather hoping for more than that. I mean, I love the tarp, the shape of it, the versatility, all that is a bonus. I'd like to see it a bit more water resistant. So, I'll be looking at some treatments online, and it's about $100 for a canvas treatment here, and it will make it more waterproof. But there's some negatives, that it smells horrible. It takes weeks to get the smell out, and stuff like that. So I don't know enough about treating canvas. I'll need to research that before I make a move that I can't come back from. Anyway guys, that's the reality of it all. If my content helps you out and helps you make good decisions and good purchases, don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps me out greatly, and I shall catch you next time.